Bonjour tout le monde. Moi c'est Hajime, Hajime Koyanagi from Japan, Tokyo. First, please allow me to say that we Japanese are so sorry for the partial loss of your Notre Dame. We strongly believe that you will soon rebuild what you lost yesterday in fire. Actually, we do really love France. So we do love this tricolor template given by UiPath. We also have the tower in the middle of Tokyo, which is colored in red and white. So under the beautiful blue sky, it commands us complete tricolor. Thank you. ありがとう、ありがとう。So we have Tokyo Tower, and Dentsu has its own building in the headquarters in Tokyo. It is built in 2002 and designed by the French architect Monsieur Jean Nouvel. Dentsu Inc. Itself has 100 years more history than this building. It was established in 1905, the very first year of the 20th century. So we are doing this advertising job for 118 years in Tokyo, in Japan, and now currently account for the 20%, approximately 20% of the total ad spending in Japan, the largest. And 7 years ago, we acquired the London-based global ad agency group, Aegis. So now we are Dentsu Aegis network. This is from the last year's annual report. So currently, more than 65,000 people are working with us. Dentsu building from the other side. So Jean Nouvel-san designed our building like Japanese katana, sword, very cutting-edge style. Actually, our land is not square, but it's triangle. So Jean Nouvel-san made it. Actually, we are so proud of not only of this building, but proud of our own culture, which is symbolized in this very famous Dentsu 10 work rules. Very famous in Japan and admired by not only the advertising industry, but outside the industry, the many business persons admire and have this on the wall of the office. This, in short, says, to be a real professional, it is required to work very hard. The work very hard not necessarily mean that work very long, but often it requires a long time working. So this Dentsu building at night, it is regarded to be the symbol of the hard working and long time working. It never sleeps. So Dentsu building has been admired to be the hard time and long time working Tokyo business person. But the Japanese government was seriously worrying about the bad productivity of Japan, white collars. It is actually the bottom of the G7 countries, and among the OECD countries, it is below the average. Well, of course, the calculation is very simple. The earning divided by the input, the white collar, the input would be the working time. So the longer the working time, the lower the productivity goes. And the reason for the relatively low productivity, there are a lot of arguments, disputes in Japan, but probably the main reason of that is the low salary. After the collapse of the so-called bubble economy in the 1990s, the Japanese management did very severe cost cutting, especially the cutting for the hiring. And this shows the hiring cost of the newly graduates from the universities stayed the same, almost same for 25 years, almost a quarter century. So it's not only for the fresh person, young person, but the senior person as well. And the employer, and the employees, in accordance, accepted this situation, and to avoid the increase of unemployment, or, in other words, to maintain the Japanese very, very strictly the lifetime employment system, to maintain the lifetime employment system, we agreed to share this scarce job, scarce earnings within the existing workers. And that led people, that led the employees to depend heavily on the overtime work. And to rationalize the overtime work, we have the custom to make the small jobs putable, to make the very serious, discard the very serious big things, to allow each other's overtime working. So many of you have known that seek of the over quality or unnecessary feature of the Japanese companies made our productivity far low against the Asian competitors. So the symbol of the hardworking and long-term working, the Japanese government was smart enough to find that to target Dentsu to solve this problem. To make the long story short, in the 2016 November, the Ministry of Law suddenly come up to Dentsu and prosecute it. And after the trial, we are sentenced guilty. Of course, we were guilty. We have been neglecting the labor law, but it was not only Dentsu. Every single company in Japan has been regarding the labor law as nominal. So the Japanese government, the Ministry of Law, Ministry of Labor, is still we are under surveillance of the Ministry of Labor. And we have to take every single measures to shorten the illegally long working time. The one of which is to turn off every single light in the Dentsu building at 10 p.m. to avoid, I'm not joking, to avoid the midnight job. It is. So Dentsu building, designed by John Nobel-san, for the first time learned to sleep at night. So this is the commitment of ours. 0.0 shows that we will never do the illegal act again. We will never violate the labor law. And the second, 80 means we will shorten the labor time, and compared with the peak year, will decrease by 20%. And that is the calendar of year 2017, the first year of the reformation. And to second quarter and third quarter, we did holistic surveillance of the 6,000 plus employees. What are jobs? What kind of jobs are you doing? Plus, how many hours are you using? For the each jobs? It took several months, but we did it and found that almost half of our jobs could be better efficiency, and by the elimination, simplification, combination, etc. Of course, outsourcing. And what was lucky enough for us is this is the 2017, but the previous year, in 2016, the RPA technology, mostly led by UiPath, was dramatically improved, and especially in terms of the development. And in 2017, in the January or February, the very first in the 2017, UiPath decided to open the Japan subsidiary in Tokyo. So we started to collaborate with the UiPath and the consultants to evaluate how RPA can do to Dentsu. And the answer was this: 1.5% of our job would be robotized. That will make aggregately about 19.5 thousand, about 20,000 hours per month would be robotized. So we made up a plan to invest in 2.5 years. In 2.5 years to achieve this by deploying 1,000 robots. The plan is going on very on the line, and this April is the actually the 28th month of the project. And currently, just 1,000 robot is working within Dentsu building and producing the 90,000 hours per month. With the help of RPA and other measures, we are successfully decreasing the working hours. It's only 30% right now, but we are on the way. So concurrently, but the deployment of the RPAs are not so easy. We faced the conflict, the fear of the employees that, of course, the fear that the robot will lose their job, blah, blah, blah. And so we established the team to assist the users and persuade and motivate the users to use a robot. It's named Team Robogineers, okay? So the Robogineers are composed of the three teams. From left, it's a robot service desk, directly communicating with the users, and robot maintenance team and robot strategy team. Actually, we do not have these Western people in the team. We are composed of totally the domestic people. This is our whole project, and the lady next to me is leading the Robogineering team, composed of 20 people, Robogineers, together with consultants and a development team. So the consultants find out and define what kind of jobs are robotized, And system engineers and programmers cooperate to develop the RPS using the UiPath Studio. The Robogineers they make most of the UiPath orchestrator to monitor how the robots are used or not used. We are advertising industry, so we frequently log in the platform's advertising business console panel. Platform is like Google, Facebook, Twitter, blah, blah, blah. And the robot can easily replace the job, but platforms very frequently update the user interface, so even the very strong UiPath the computer vision, it's very, very strong and very good. But even UiPath robots sometimes fail to follow the update of the platform. So the robot will stop. Then it is very easy for the Dentsu employees to go back to the original working style, working manually, because we have been doing this for 118 years. So the Robogineering team is monitoring, through monitoring the work of the RPS, they are learning, accompanying with the users to make the most of the RPS, and also persuading them that users, you are the master of the robots. Robots are not the master for you. Robots are not losing your job. Robots are creating your time to do the more creative work. So, and the more and more management, top management in Japan got to understand that the RPA is different from the traditional systems. It's at the implementation it is completed, and after the implementation it faces the depreciation. But RPA is different. It should be implemented before the 100% completion, and together with the users, by the cooperation of the users and developers, it should be grown up, nurtured. So more and more companies are understanding, thanks to the help of the UiPath Japan, more and more companies are understanding the concept of robogineering. And we are planning to expand the robogineering service not only in Tokyo, but in all over Japan. The cities outside Tokyo is suffering from the severe decay of the population. You probably have heard of. In 90s, we have 2 million newborn babies and 0.7 ceased. So we are increasing by 1.3 million annually. But currently, we are having less than 1 million newborn babies, and the death number is 1.4. So we are losing 500,000 Japanese people annually. It's not time. We have no time for the useless argument of robot is enemy or not, kind of things. So we need the robogineering concept to face this situation. Back to the Dentsu commitment, the 20% created by the RPAs and other measures will use this for the hataraki gai and accomplish the 100+ ikigai. Gai or kai means in Japanese the true value true value believed and to motivate, to make a true motivation. And hataraki is work, iki is life. So then trying to find a new way of hataraku and iki together with the employees. Fuji-san, Mount Fuji. So we are changing from the strategic or intentionally inefficiency to sustainable hatarakigai and ikigai. This is a photo from the summit of the Fuji-san. It's a sunrise, beautiful sunrise. So, as UiPath will rebuild what you lost yesterday, we, Nippon, Japan, will rise up again, together with UiPath Japan. Merci beaucoup, à bientôt.